In order to be effective with your Instagram stories, you need to be incredibly consistent. And by consistent, I mean you should be really posting every day, if at all possible. In this video, I'm going to share with you my secret daily Instagram story strategy to stay consistent and to post engaging content that keeps me at the top of the feed for my followers. Hey, and welcome back to another video. If you are new to my channel though, my name is Steckly, and here on YouTube, I love to share all my best tips and advice about social media marketing and creative entrepreneurship. As I was mentioning earlier, it's very important that you try to post every single day to your Instagram story, if at all possible. And I want to emphasize here, this is to your story. You don't necessarily need to post to your Instagram feed every day, but there can be pros and cons to that. I actually made a whole video about the benefits of posting to Instagram every day that you can check out up here or watch it later. But I would definitely recommend posting to your story every day and multiple times throughout the day. But there's definitely a fine balance because you also don't want to be posting too frequently and spamming your followers with content that might lead them to unfollow you or to mute your stories. And so to strike that fine balance, I have found that posting anywhere between 3 to 8 different pieces of content to your Instagram story per day is a good range to keep your followers engaged and seeing your content, but also not bombarding them with stuff every 2 seconds. I aim to post at 3 separate times throughout the day at minimum, usually 1 to 2 pieces of content at each of those times. And to explain what I mean by pieces of content, an individual piece of content on your Instagram story, or a frame as some people would call it, is either a photo, a boomerang, or a 15-second clip of video. These frames are then translated into little lines or dots along the top of the screen when users are going through Instagram stories. And I find if you have way too many little lines up there, the story just becomes overwhelming and people are not going to want to tap through the whole thing, so they're likely just going to swipe past. And therefore, if you keep those sections at the top of your Instagram story somewhere between 3 and 8 different pieces of content, it's going to be less intimidating and people more likely to actually watch the whole thing rather than just skip past it all. That being said, the first time that I post on my Instagram story on a daily basis is around 9 a.m. when I start work for the day. I always try to make this either a selfie, like a picture of me, or a video of me talking. And here's why. I think it's really important that the first thing you post to your Instagram story in the day is a picture of you. You want people to immediately recognize who you are and what your content's gonna be about. If it's some kind of other photo that isn't necessarily relevant to you, or even is just a photo of your environment, people won't recognize that it's you right away, and they're more likely to skip past it to look for something that does feel familiar to them. This is also important for new potential followers getting to know you when they land on your profile for the first time. If somebody comes to your profile and they're deciding whether or not to follow you, they might start tapping through your Instagram story, and you want to make sure that every day there is a photo or video of you so they know who you are, they get to recognize you, and you start building that personal connection right away. I personally find the content that gets the most engagement in terms of DM replies are selfie videos where you're talking directly to your follower. It's very important when you're making these videos that you add some kind of text caption to them. I know I say this all the time, but it bears repeating because I am blown away by the number of people who still do not do this. You need to know 90+% of people are not listening to their Instagram stories with audio, so you need to have some kind of caption that communicates what the meaning or the message behind that video is. It doesn't have to be a word-for-word transcription, but you do need to get the message across, because otherwise, why am I gonna sit here and watch this video from you? I have no idea what you're saying. I'm gonna skip the whole thing. So make sure you start off your day somewhere between 8 and 9 a.m. by posting a selfie or a selfie video as your first addition to your Instagram story for the day. The second time I post during the day to my Instagram story is right around noon. I find this is a really effective time because people in my time zone are taking their lunch break. They might be scrolling through Instagram while they eat, and so they're more likely to see something new from my story pop up at that time. The type of content that I normally post at this time of day is gonna be something that's not a photo of me. So we just had a photo or some videos of me, so I wanna break it up a little bit and show something else. So at this time, I might post a picture of my desk with my laptop, maybe a latte, something cute, and then I might have some kind of text, maybe an inspirational message or some other kind of information. The point of this is to break up your story a little bit, give some variety. So if you just posted a photo, maybe now's the time to post a video. If you started with a photo, now post a video or a boomerang. You want to give that visual variety and let your followers into your life a little bit by showing them what your desk looks like, or maybe it's a video of you out running errands or something like that. It's a peek into your life that is also visually interesting in some way. This is also a really great opportunity to use some of Instagram's built-in sticker features that really help with engagement. Maybe you want to use a poll or a question box. Maybe you want to post a countdown for a live stream you're doing later. I find that this is a really good time to incorporate those stickers into your stories. I want to encourage you to try to do that at least once a day because they really do increase engagement, and it's a way for you to make your stories more interesting and interactive to your followers, so they're less likely to just skip right past it. They might actually look at it for more than 1 second and tap on something or engage with you. So try to find some relevant piece of content that you can share around noon that includes an engaging sticker as well as a look into your life that is kind of visually interesting in some way. Speaking of those engagement stickers, I really do want to emphasize just how significant they can be in getting people more engaged with your story, but at the same time, as with everything in life, moderation is very important. You don't want to overwhelm your followers by asking them for engagement on every single frame of your Instagram story. Make sure that you keep that variety there, mix it up, and try to alternate between giving value and asking for engagement in return. The third time that I post on my Instagram story throughout the day is around dinner time to like 7 or 8 p.m. Normally at this time, I like to post something a little fun, a little bit more personality based, less about my business or my brand, something in my personal life that lets my followers see a different side of me that's maybe just a little bit more personal and a little bit more entertaining. So maybe I'll post a video of me out for a walk or a video of me at my roller derby practice. Maybe it's something fun me and my friends are doing, or maybe it's the show that I'm binging on Netflix that evening. Whatever it is, it's kind of another point of connection that I might have with my audience outside of what we already have in common, like Instagram marketing, etc. It's something that's going to be a little bit more personal and feel like a really authentic connection because it is just actually my life. I think sometimes people feel the need to be like overly professional on Instagram, which I get it's important to stay on brand and to provide value and keep in your niche. But I do think at least once a day on your Instagram story is a good opportunity to show a different side of you, because the more you share of yourself to your followers, the more potential connection points that you have. So if I talk about, oh, like this Netflix show that I'm really interested in, maybe some of my followers also love that show, and that's another thing that we can bond over. Again, at this point, I want to encourage you to switch it up a little bit. So if you just posted a photo, now post a video or a boomerang, vice versa. Don't have too many things of the same variety, one after the next. So I like to alternate between video, photo, boomerang, photo, video, that kind of thing, because if you get too many boomerangs in a row, it's kind of like, oh, this is all the same. Too many photos in a row, same thing. So you really want to try to provide variety at the same time that you are providing value and a connection to your personality. Now, you definitely don't need to do the exact same posting schedule that I use, but I just found for myself it was very helpful when I went from just feeling like, oh, I should be posting something to stories all the time, to having a set schedule in my mind so that I can kind of do those check boxes at each hour and know, okay, I'm posting enough. I know that I'm being consistent. So figure out what the schedule is gonna look like for you. Maybe the times I've listed don't fit in with your regular work schedule or whatever else you have going on, and that's totally fine. It also might not necessarily suit your followers' schedule. So figure out when your followers are online, when it makes sense for you to be online, and create a schedule around that. And what I would really recommend is just having 3 different times throughout the day that are spaced out in a similar amount to the ones that I have listed to you. And that will help you be on Instagram enough, but also not too much. And it'll give you that structure that you need to be consistent on stories. It's also important to try to have fun with it. Don't feel like you need to be overly structured or stiff when it comes to the content that you're posting. Stories is really about connecting to people on an individual level and also providing value and on-brand content at the same time. If you liked this daily story routine, then you're really gonna love my daily Instagram engagement routine. This is gonna give you things that you can do in 10 minutes a day. Take your pick from the list, and it will definitely help increase your engagement and your following. So go check out that video right after this one. Before you go, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in this video. Okay, bye.